Okay, let's start about the purpose of this webinar that we call the Great Change, because we truly believe that we can do a lot for the health of the bodies of 7.8 billion of people in this planet, but also a lot for the health of the planet, because we know that we'll never be healthier than the place where we live. I'll shortly introduce REX for those who doesn't know REX. REX is a community of entrepreneurs and CEOs for innovation, strategy, and leadership. We meet 3 times a year for 3 days, but in this period, of course, we are meeting virtually. So we do virtual meeting every week, and we'll do on June 3 days virtual gathering. This is REX, but if you want, you can visit our website for more information. I'm Fausto Di Giulio. I'm the CEO of REX for the EMEA region. Let's now start with our speakers. And I'd like to start with the first country, one of the first countries that just reopened, with Henrik Gockel. Henrik, could you please introduce yourself and tell us what's happening in Germany?
Yeah, thank you very much, Fausto. Thank you to all of you guys. First, myself, I'm founder of an MD of Primetime Fitness. We have 11 clubs positioned as premium training in Frankfurt, Munich, and Hamburg in Germany. I'm a member of the IHRSA European Council, a professor at the private German University for Health and Prevention, and I had the honor to be the recipient of the IHRSA 2018 European Club Leaders Award. First of all, we had the first club openings in Frankfurt area this last Friday, 15th, and I have 5 points from my experience which I would recommend as do's. First of all is follow 100% of the reopening rules. The reopening rules, the hygiene rules are very let's say they are in Germany, we are a federal republic of 16 states, and every state have different rules. You know, some they ask for masks, others not, and follow the local rules of your state in this case here. And I personally recommend to go even beyond that. In Hessen, where we are, they only asked us that each member has at least this 1.5 meters distance, you know, the social distance. Which normally would say you need only 7 square meters per member. You know, we moved that up to 10, and even then put another 20–30%, let's say, headroom in there, that because if there's any control, we want to be safer than the government asks us for. It's like if you go for the car control, you know, you don't want to have a car in security which just hits the rules. It should be better than that, you know. So that's my first recommendation. I would say as well, recommend at this stage we have no reservation system in the evening hours, because most of our clubs, they are not so big. So we have a 5,000 square meters club, and normally there's up to 30 members at the same time at this kind of club. At the moment, we have no reservation system. We have like a traffic light system. You know, we do with the check-in data to 60% it's green, 60 to 80% gets orange, 80 to 100 gets red. So members can go with their app, and on our homepage, you can look at it, and you can look per club how much filled is the club, because amount of members per club is a big thing. If that wouldn't work and it would be all the time red, then we would go for a reservation system at the evening hours, you know. So we asked every members to be only 60 minutes per workout, because with us, shower, sauna, wellness is not allowed at this stage, and 60 minutes per training only, I think at this stage is sufficient. So that's first recommendation. Second is, implement more complementary staff on the training floor. We have open from 6 a.m. to 12 at midnight. And there's always one trainer on these small clubs only taking care of hygiene and the rules and to support members. We have extra cleaning hours, so day cleaners there. You know, I think optical and having all these hygiene articles around is really necessary so that the people have all opportunities to take care of them. Third, is your online programming. Since not all your members will come to the club, they might belong to risk groups, age or health or others. So you started all a great online programming. Why should you stop that? Because the clubs are open. You know, I think it's a great tool to continue offline training in the club and online training at home. Normally that brings perhaps freezing times down, because even if the members go to holiday on business travel or whatever, you have this online training. So we have that, and we absolutely continue with our online training. We are premium positioned, and as well, then there's the opportunity as well to make the difference to the HVLC operators. You know, if you're premium positioned, give your members a premium look and feel, and that's at the moment staff. So I said, all my staff, no, I'm here today alone in the office. Everybody is down to the club. You know, there's a little finance department, but all member management people who are working in the office are now at the club to support and help members, especially in this first couple of weeks of opening. This is really important that the people feel really well treated and taken care. The last thing from my 5 points is still communicate well with other club owners. I'm with the guys for Fitness First here, with Elements, with Meridian Spa, with all my competitors, because I think our aim as well here in this round is to make the market bigger, and we have to like redevelop now the market. And if we could do in Germany, we have 14% of penetration rate, and now probably 2 months close, it's down to 12 probably. And we have go back, and we have the chance to go to 20, but we have to work together on that. And then, of course, first work for the market, second work for your market share.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, now let's go to New York, to Leila. Leila, she's the ambassador of IHRSA in Russia, and she lives in New York, and New York is the capital of new trends. So let's see what Leila can say about what's happening in the capital of trends, fitness trends, design trends.
Thank you, Faust, and thank you very much for having me today. I'm honored to speak with such a great speakers together and be in this group. Thank you very much. And let me share my very short presentation with you. Give me just a sec. I'm sorry. I'm pressing somewhere. No so yeah, I moved to New York from Russia. I was working in Russia since 2015 in I'm sorry, since 2002 in fitness industry, and in 2008 I moved to New York, and I was working for CompleteBody. Then I was working with David Barton on his new club Temple, until he sold it to Town Sports International. I was involved in pre-opening and managing the club. And my last position before the crisis, it was a general manager of CompleteBody Limelight. You see the pictures, Limelight, it's a very iconic building in New York City. It used to be a church, then it used to be a very interesting nightclub with interesting story, and right now it's a gym. So we located in the church. And so we took over the building in January 2nd, and unfortunately March 16, all clubs in New York City were closed. We still closed. We don't know about the opening, and I'm very happy for Germany, and couldn't wait to hear how it happened and what is going on. So what happened in New York, we don't have the opening date. We also don't have an understanding of when we're going to be open, even though the president say that the gyms will be open on the first phase, and he laid out 3-phase opening plan. However, the governor thinks differently, and he has 4-phase opening plan, and gyms are not even listed in these phases. So there is recreational centers, there is a retail, so we don't know which group of business we belong to. So we really don't know yet when we're going to open. And New York City was hit very hard, so that's why New York City is not opening yet, but some regions of New York State are opening since May 15th. So we will see, we're waiting. And at this point, our team is getting ready by end of June that everything needs to be ordered, everything needs to be placed, the signs on the gym floor and etc. So there is a good things and bad things. The kind of good thing that it's happening to everybody, and there is not written plan or practice that we can look at somebody and do the same. Unfortunately, we are writing the history right now, and we're all making the same mistakes. I wrote the opening plan. I also studied plans of reopening of all gyms, and there are probably 90% of all plans from Equinox, Lifetime, Crunch, they're all the same with a little bit of changes. And there is a recommendation, do not opening the showers. However, we're gonna open the showers with, of course, limited number of people in the locker room. The big difference what I put in my reopening plan is that we will try to limit the usage of the locker rooms. So we're going to put some lockers on the front desk area where members can leave their belongings without going to the locker room if they don't want to take a shower. The staff, as soon as they're in the gym, they're not allowed to go outside having a break. So they have to have a break in the gym. And we're going to clean the staff room constantly so they feel comfortable and safe. And of course, members, when we reopen, we're not going to focus on the sale. The most important thing is to activate memberships. So we will offer members to keep their membership on freeze if they're scared to use the gym. However, if they want to start using the gym, we have to reactivate their membership. And that's going to be our focus. So more members start paying us monthly fees. And slowly, hopefully start using personal training, because we're very strong in personal training, including independent training. And so we hope that people start using the packages and start renewing them. I am a data geek, so I really like looking into usage, how people behave in the gym. So I think one thing we're going to learn from this closer that first group of members that comes back, that's the people I want to look to. And I want to look how they use the gym in the past. And I have a feeling that people, our frequent users and our loyal members will run back to the gym first. And members who we communicate to when we're in a peace world, those members will come back. So we learn something from this crisis, that we need to communicate to members better, even when we're in a regular life. So we create that loyalty within our members, so we can rely on them when we're in a bad situation. We had few members that call us and say, we would like to keep paying. We don't mind like charges, because we understand you guys need to survive. But unfortunately, it's a very, New York was hit very badly. So we will see how it goes. And again, the problem is that we don't understand when we're going to reopen. It might happen next month. It might happen in August or September. So I also want to say that, as I said in the beginning, that we learn a lot from here. And, you know, like Darwin said, that who will survive people and people who can adapt. And we have to adapt to changes. The fitness probably will be the same. I think it will be the same. People forget bad stuff fast. So maybe 6 months later, we'll all meet again and we're going to laugh on some parts, and we will forget about bad stuff that happened to us. And then I think on the market, it will be a lot of new opportunities. There will be a lot of new employees available, because some clubs will not be reopened in New York City. And I see it as a good thing for our company, because good employees will be available in the market. For the employees as well, the more companies will be recruiting staff, so they will have a choice which company to work for. And of course, new formats will be stronger right now, and it's online market. We weren't strong in the online business. However, this is what we look into right now, and I think that's where we need to invest and learn better practices so we can offer these services to our members. And I would like to finish my short speech with one very important thing. There is, unfortunately, at this point, the virus still controls us. We don't have a control over it. There's only one way to control it, is to be healthy. So I think for all of us operators, what is important right now is to scream about benefits of regular exercise. And that's our strongest marketing campaign right now, and that's how the people learn this in a bad way. However, it's so clear message right now that to be healthy you need to have regular exercises in your daily routine, and it's a best promotion of gyms at this moment, and I think we have to use it. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leila. Let's go back from US to Europe. Let's go to Romania. Kent, can you please introduce yourself and tell what's happening in Romania in your chain of 40 premium clubs? Let's see if we can, let's see if you can hear Kent. Okay, okay, so, that's it. Just a moment, we cannot hear you, Kent, one moment. Okay, try now.
No.
Perfect.
So, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Together with all these prominent and inspiring speakers. I will have a short introduction also about Romania. Myself, I'm in Romania since 5 years back, working as the CEO of World Class Romania, the largest operator in the market. I will just pass through, let's see if we can also have the, here we have the, so I will go through the reopening strategy. I will just share some numbers. World Class is today the market leader in Romania, and Romania has a total market penetration of 4.2%. So we are in a very, very early stage, and there's a lot of potential and opportunities here. And we had our strongest year ever in 2019. So we are entering into this extraordinary times in a very, very high, confidence of this being an opportunity, even though there's a very important part to always keep remembering is that everything is to keep everyone's safeties first. So our main mission is to stay safe with our employees, stay safe with our members, and be healthy, as Leila also mentioned before. And our main goal is, of course, to have success through collaboration. Collaboration that we are in contact with peers and colleagues around Europe, listening to what's happening when someone is opening, studying what's happening in their countries, but also in connection with our colleagues in the industry. We don't have an association yet, but this is the perfect opportunity to come together. So we have already started to communicate with our colleagues in the industry and have been able to put together one voice and one guideline and manual how to reopen together with our colleagues in the industry. And our communication during this crisis is based on a multi-channel approach, trying to interact with our employees and members on a constant basis. We have been closed since the 18th of March, and we don't know still when we will open, but we are working as we will be opening from tomorrow. So we are always preparing ourselves and to be ordered to be prepared. So our recommendations for being sort of do's is to make sure to collaborate with everyone you can collaborate. If you can collaborate with your colleagues, your peers, make sure you do this, not only inside the country, but also across nationalities, because there's always something to learn, something to share. And we are also gonna make sure that we are prepared. We are preparing all the time. Every day we know more about this. So we are preparing ourselves more or less and updating our plans. And planning is a very important part of this, because then execution will be much, much easier. And then, of course, we need to promote. We need to promote to our employees, to our members, and always be active in communication. So I'm just sharing some examples of how we have communicated from the start and engaging our members in different ways. So once we knew that we were supposed to close down because the government put restrictions on us in the early phase, reducing us to be 100 people at the same time in the facility, and then it went down to 50 people in the same time in the facilities. We were able to switch also to improve ourselves and promoting, which we believe a lot, the importance of promoting a healthy lifestyle based on facts and based on what science is saying. So having a low penetration in the market, it's even more important to get out and explain to everyone how you should exercise and how you should be able to get the healthy routine. And for us, we have jump-started this with a social media campaign where we call it Be Healthy at Home. And we have also started and launched a online channel, and where we are now doing live workouts every day. We have 5 to 6 classes every day. And we also have an on-demand library where you can meet all our trainers. And this situation has sort of jumped this development ahead of us. We had planned it to have it during this year, but now we had to prioritize, and we put it in place in a very short notice. And it has been a very good opportunity for us to interact with our employees and also with our members during this period, which has helped us. Of course, we have also communicated a lot about cleanliness measures. We believe that cleaning and sanitary measures will be the new black. It will be the way of selling and promoting in the future. And this is important in order to make sure that our employees and our members feel safe and have the trust in us as operators, and that we can live up to these safety measures. Once we can do this, they will see us being very caring, and then they will also bring their colleagues and friends and start also recommending and referring again as normal. So these are just some examples how we prepare to also make sure that social distancing is visible on the floor, on the walls, in the locker rooms, all over. Wherever you have a touch point, there will always be a sanitary station in order for people to feel secure. And our communication with members is to go online. And we have started this in a good way, and we get really good response. And we are filming live, as I told you, 5 to 6 times every day. And now the second step is to launch a PT solution to be also live outdoor. And we can use this outdoor, indoor, or in a group or one-to-one. So for us, this is just some examples of communication that we are constantly doing in order to be proactive in sharing the knowledge from our whole community of health and fitness experts. And here's one way that we also are doing that. We're having our trainers engaged and sending a short message. These are now pictures, but there are videos on social media where people or our members and non-members can see us welcoming them to join us online. So we are always close to our members. And of course, as Henrik said, this is something that will continue, not just during this period, but it will continue also in the future, this will be a part of us going further also, because online will be our additional platform, additional, you can say, a gym itself, a location that will be very important, that we will continue investing in order for have a great experience. And then it also automatically give a trainer engagement. And then also in the end, we see how we can have people active during the stay-at-home part, and how we can activate them through the reopening phase. These are the two challenges that we are working on, and we are doing it with engaging our members and employees with small contests and challenges. And we have also an app where we have developed these functions so we can meet our members on different ways and different platforms. So these are also examples how things are being engaged. And this will be a countdown, how we count down different activities and challenges for our members all the way down to the reopening phase. And in the end, we should also use this opportunity to make a change, because there's a lot of change that we can make, so we in the end can be coming out even stronger after this. And I do believe that if we can collaborate together as an industry, as colleagues, and also as getting a stronger message out to our members and also the potential new members, it's all about educating them about all the benefits of a healthy lifestyle. And if we can use this opportunity, I think we, in tomorrow's way, will be even stronger as an industry. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now let's stay in Europe and let's go to the king of group classes, Christophe. Christophe Andanson. A lot of people would like to ask you one question. Is this the end of the group classes?
No, it's absolutely not the end. Hello, everyone from Aix-en-Provence in the south of France. Yes, this is some question that some people could think, but actually what we are looking for in France, which is my main territory, but like you know, Fausto, I'm active in a lot of countries around the world, particularly the Northern Africa and all around the Mediterranean Sea. So you can see that, for example, in France, they leave the possibility to open since last Monday for the outdoor activities. So many clubs who have the possibility, they bring the equipment outside, or they bring some group outside. They let people do class up to 10 people. So a lot of people use their bike outside. And in fact, what we can see after just 1 week, that what is the main things is the fears. People could get scared to come back to the gym, but from the example we have, Full S Meals, you know, Full S Meals every Tuesday, it's going to be tomorrow. Every Tuesday, all the country, they meet together with Zoom or whatever the network is. And like that, we share the different things. It's very important because, for example, some places in China are open since 1.5 months now. So last weekend, they did a class of 500 people outside for a body combat, just to show that when people are working out together, there is no more fears. And like Leila mentioned, the number one thing that could provide the fitness industry is to boost our immunity and to fight against the virus. More people will be in shape, more they're gonna train, more they will be healthy, more they will eat organic food, and when they will be in a better condition, it will be the best. So for me, the fears is the number one things. It doesn't mean that we have to avoid sanitary and security condition, but I tell you something what Jane, the CEO of Les Mis China, told me after a conversation. She said to me, when we started, you know, people are a little bit scared. Not everyone, but I tell you the truth, I'm absolutely not scared myself. My son-in-law and my grandson have been touched by the virus, and after 3-4 days, because they are good and young and healthy, they will not touch. I have 3 employees who have been touched. I have 4 or 5 friends. Everybody is good now. It doesn't mean there is no people die, but who are dying? Mainly the old people and mainly the overweight people. In France, they say that 82% of the less than 75 years old were overweight. So we need to know also what are our conditions. If we respect some condition and if we do things right, I mean, in few months, we will forget that completely. And so to come back to what Jane said, she said, okay, when we started to reopen again, people started group of 10, then they was wearing some mask. And after they say, 3 people die in running with mask in the Shanghai area. So now they are stopping people to run with mask. So this, because in the beginning they say, oh, you have to wear the mask when you run, or you have to wear the mask when you do group exercise. So now they understand that it's very stupid. And when you get wet, you don't get the virus in sweating. It's absolutely wrong. So she said to me that time by time people get to 20 people, and now, in fact, what happened after 1.5 months in China in the group fitness, they're just back to normal. And nothing happens, especially. So, the very important thing to me is that for the manager, that they have to talk to their coach. The good message have to be go through the coach and through the instructor. If the instructor, if the coaches are feeling confident about their environment, if they are teaching like that in respecting sanitary and security and safety things, time by time people will, be pleased to work out again. Just an example. That people in Georgia, in Atlanta, are reopening since a couple of days. Jeff Dyer sent me an email. I'm sure you know Jeff Fausto from IHRSA, and he said after 1 week, 36%, or after 10 days, 36% of the member came at least once a week. A chain of, we have this example also from China that the chain of 70 clubs say after 1 month, 80% of the member come back at least once. So, it seems that after a couple of times, the beginning of the fears, then people could show by example, and this is what a club in France have done. They show that all the classes from RPM class outside are full, and people are happy again, and people are doing what they like the most, which is training together, and things are getting better and better. So if I can give you some advice, like I told you, the main advice is to fight against the fear, because the fear is such a bad mood that a lot of medias and a lot of people in the government are giving to the people. So, like yesterday, I was going to the shop on Sunday morning to buy a bottle of wine. Okay. And I have a girl just near to me. She was wearing a mask. And she go to speak to the cashier, and she say, like she denounced me, she say, oh, this mister is not wearing a mask. And the guy said that the masks are not obliged. He's not obliged to wear a mask. So this is some kind of delation that, remember that the World War II, when people was denouncing the Jewish in the street. So this is something very bad, that the friendship is not the #1 things in our activity. The strength of the fitness industry is to share friendship, is to share training, is to share love with people. And I don't like this kind of atmosphere when people say, oh, what do you think that we will reopen? Do you think that we will could work out together the same way that we used to do? I'm sure we can do it. So we have to be positive. We have to be positive. I'm sure that in a couple of months or in a couple of years, we will remember this period of time, how much is it? It's 2 months, it's 3 months. Normally in France, club will reopen the 2nd of June. I know that Italy, it's Fausto, correct me if I'm wrong, they just opened today.
No, it just opened today in only in 2 regions, and but next Monday all Italy will be open.
Okay, because some I know that some of our colleagues with Les Mills in Italia, they told me that they just reopened today. So I think that we have to be positive. We have to educate our employees also to face the problem with a very positive attitude, with respect to the problem, but with a very positive way. And we will like Leila say, we will fight the virus in being positive, in being strong, in going to what we know the best. I mean, we know how to train people, we know how to make people healthy, we know how to motivate people, because motivation is a key, and it was a key yesterday, it will be even more tomorrow. So, like, if I can just give a very positive way, that we have to go step by step for sure, and we have to reopen, we have to show also to the nation, we have to show to the strength of our industry, we have to show the unity of our industry, and we have to prove, because in some country, the fitness is not very well considered to some other industry, and we have to prove that we have a very important part of a country. We have to show that the fitness is a big part of a thing to make people healthy and to make people in a better health. And all the people in a better health, 99% of them have not to care about the virus. Just some of them, we don't know how they have been touched. But the majority of the people who have been touched by the virus and gets very sick, because some have been touched and not being very sick, or just not die, are the one who was not in a very good health. So
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Christophe. Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Let's go back to the US. Aaron, could you explain us what's happening in the US and also in your chain?
Yeah, so our chain is called Vita Fitness. So we have 7 locations in the Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia region. We've been closed since the 16th of March, so about 2 months now. And we think the government is going to allow us to reopen in about the middle of June. So we're looking at about a 90-day closure. So a couple of things that have been mentioned so far in the webinar, as well as some of the Q&A questions that have popped up, really surround around communication and engagement. So those are really the 2 things that I'd like to address today. So communication, a lot of focus is on the simple things. You can't assume just because you send out an email or a series of emails and post it to social media that your members, or your employees for that matter, are gonna see it and process it. So we found out pretty quickly that we needed a multi-pronged approach to communications. I'm going to share my screen with you, and one of the best practices that we identified is people really putting together a separate website in order to communicate everything that you're doing. So this is our reopening website that we have here. It's vitafitness.com/reopening. And of course, like many others, one of the common questions we're getting is, what are you doing to disinfect and sanitize the club to protect people and to keep people safe? So of course, we're doing things like encouraging face masks and frequent hand washing and things like that, but we are trying to minimize the presence of the virus and other viruses for that matter as much as possible. So pretty simple, straightforward communication, but again, we are emailing about this, we're posting on social media, we're referring people to this webpage, and we're really studying our email database. So like everyone else, we have bounce back emails and unsubscribes and things like that. And for those people, we're making phone calls. We're sending them direct messages on social media. We've got signage at the clubs in case anybody happens to walk by and things of that nature. So cleaning protocol being one of our first things. And then if we go to how we've prepared, we segmented this into the various places in our clubs that people travel and are accustomed to traveling. So for example, if we go to just what's the entry sequence? So It lets them know that, hey, we're going to take your temperature to make sure we don't have your fingerprint. We're going to have a touchless check-in for you. We're going to give you a cleaning towel to disinfect your equipment that you use, even though we're going to be disinfecting it as well. If we get into the locker rooms, our locker rooms during the first phase we're opening are going to be partially open, partially closed. Showers, sauna, and steam room will not be available, even though individuals are able to get into the locker room. So each week that goes by, we have a weekly communication highlighting a different one of these areas that we want to inform our members about. And before we do that, we're a week ahead with our employees, making sure that all of our employees who we've kept employed during this process are up to speed and have the ability to answer questions. Because you have to recognize that there are a lot of side conversations that are going to happen. You're not controlling 100% of the conversation with your members. We have a culture where members text and talk to all of our employees on social and ask questions that we might not ever hear about. So it's really important that we centralize this information and place it on the same page. So for those that are interested, there's a lot of information here. I know there's a lot of club companies out there that are doing very similar things, creating videos and things of that nature. So that's just kind of our approach to helping people understand what life is going to look like once the clubs reopen. We want everybody to be as prepared as humanly possible and following the protocols that we have in place. So that's one part of it. Engagement is the other part and is going to help with the communication. So like a lot of folks are doing out there, and I know this was a big focus for Kent with his locations, is we've got this virtual membership concept. So within a few days of us closing in March, we had our virtual membership launched. And again, it is multi-pronged, multifaceted. We have live classes, and we're using that on Facebook live stream. We're using YouTube, Vimeo, Zoom, and there's a local product called the Uscreen that we just recently partnered with to start to put out higher quality video that's out there. And I think this is one of those advantageous opportunities that we have as an industry, to the point that many of the speakers have addressed already. Virtual training and virtual fitness isn't going anywhere. It's going to turn from a necessity, as it is right now, because our members can't access the clubs, to a value add or a convenience items where, you know, whether people are traveling or don't have an opportunity to come to the club or they've got to be at home, this is yet another way that we can engage with them. So whether it be live classes, pre-recorded classes, or sort of two-way communication on Zoom, these are the things that we're doing multiple times per day. I think we have about 15 or 16 different ways for our members to connect with us every single day to get a workout or to get feedback or advice. We're doing some things with nutritional counseling as well, and doing our own weekly webinars just to give people information on ways that they can stay healthy, proper sleep habits, things that they can do at home, things of that nature. So the final thing that I'll focus on is additional opportunities that we have outside of communication and engagement. So there is very much an expectation with both our employees and our members that we've done something of significance in the past 90 days. So our clubs are high volume, heavy foot traffic, things like that. We need to wow our members when they return as if we're opening a brand new club. So the club's got to be the cleanest it's ever looked. We need to add some upgrades and new amenities and things like that. And there should really be a wow factor present beyond the additional signage and social distancing stickers and things like that. And we want that first 15 seconds where a member walks in to say, wow, you guys have really done a lot for the place. The club looks great. You've been hard at work, and we really appreciate that. So communication and engagement are the two big things for us.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Now let's go to two different points of view. Bryan, what do you think about the future, the evolution of the technology, how we can use digitalization and new technology to thrive in this situation? don't forget to unmute yourself. And
there you go. First, honored to be here with everyone and welcome. Hello and good morning from New Orleans, Louisiana. To answer your question, Fausto, I want to first give everyone a sense of perspective. We have 14 operating companies around the world in the business. One of our companies is, of course, our partners with Fitness 24/7 in Bangkok, which has been down now for 2 months. And as many have said, we're collaborating with many other competitors to educate the Thai government on the protocols that we'll be adopting. And a number of people have brought up the subjects very smartly already that address that. So we're in the club business. We're also in the supply side, the tech side, and investing and looking at the businesses around the world right now in the various roles we serve in. So our perspective is broad on every side of the industry space. And what we see in statistics like these, which was published by We Are Social recently, is reliance on these distribution models for technology and streaming the streaming wars is really just increasing. I think obviously the pandemic is contributing to that increase, but I think that truly what is going on is that those trends were already in place, and this is just accelerating those trends. And it's going to require brands to really make sure they have a very thoughtful digital strategy. They needed one before, they really need one now, and this isn't going to go away, per se. The trends that we talked about and I've spoken about for the last decade are really continuing to just, become even more relevant. One is frictionless convenience, whether you're in club or out. Some of the things that many of you brought up, Aaron brought up, Henrik brought up, Kent brought up, Leila, everyone brought up these subjects. Frictionless, seamless interface with brand, whether in club or out. The new real estate is the screen, it's the ear, it's going to be gaming, digital. It doesn't take away from experiences though, because experiences in club are still going to be a key differentiator. It's going to be the brands that figure out how to bring all these things together. And the statistics show this to be the case. In this research done about 1.5 years ago that polled different types of users of clubs, a very small percentage of people that were using fitness technologies saw that as competitive to the club. And in fact, in the different age respondents overall, about 10% of those polled said that they're going to be less likely to use a traditional commercial club than all the other people that are using all this technology. So think of it as a gateway drug, so to speak. It's not going to harm us. It's actually going to be a positive. So 3 quick do's, which people have gone into details of. I'm not going to bore you all with my feedback on this because so many smart people have already given great examples of specifics. But first, be very mindful. And it's hard to do because, we've been in an unprecedented time. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, your team. Be thoughtful, follow the rules and regs. Be careful, be conservative, be optimistic, but be cautiously optimistic. Secondly, be strategic. This is a great example, a great opportunity for clubs who are going to be smart to gain market share and to grow their businesses in the long run if they have a thoughtful plan. And many folks on this call have some thoughtful plans. We saw their examples. So it's very important that you be strategic. And finally, communicate. And that doesn't mean just spraying information out for everyone to read. Be disciplined in how you're doing it. Have a cadence. Aaron's example of their custom website, Kent's examples, Henrik's all the examples, Leila's, everyone's examples are very good examples of a disciplined approach to communication. And make sure that communication is also internal to your colleagues. Right now, the folks at IHRSA, which I'm involved with, the folks that I know at Europe Active in the regional and local associations, even in Thailand with our competitors, a lot of collaboration, a lot of educating people in public policy positions as to the benefits of exercise, of course, but also the protocols we're adopting that is going to make returning safe. So it's really important that we continue to work together and collaborate. I am cautiously optimistic. I think there's some good days ahead. So that's my viewpoint, Fausto. Thank you.
Thank you to you. And now let's see another point of view. Let's go to Cuoco. Cuoco, how do you see the future of the design of the fitness clubs?
Hello, it's interesting. The territory that I'm in is a little bit different than the other speakers. I'm on the physical brick and mortar side. What I'm seeing here is really what we call blue ocean opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity to grow the business. I think in the States we have 18% penetration rate. And everyone's seen in the media that poor health is part of the problem in contracting of the virus. So what I'm trying to position the people that we're working with is how do you amplify your brand and incorporate all the things that previous speakers had said with cleanliness and programming and marketing strategies and so on forth and so forth. How do you integrate that and change fitness consumers' perception of what the gym experience might be? So that's sort of, I'm going to go share my screen now because what I'm focusing on is the differentiation factors of what a gym could be and how, again, you shift fitness consumers' attention of what a fitness space might be. So one of the things we believe you should do is entirely change what the experience when a member walks in of what the gym experience could be. So right here, this is a reception area of a club in central Massachusetts, US. And we've done it sort of different. There's no traditional signage, no traditional aesthetics that are being used in a lot of other gym brands. So what we do here on what I call the 80-20 rule is we believe that you should invest theoretically, conceptually in the build out of your reception area. It should be where you invest most of your money in the gym to really get the wow factor for consumers that come in. I think Aaron said that when customers come in, you want them to really be excited about the space and something new that's happening. In this particular club, lighting is going to play a role. And again, remember, I'm focusing on the differentiation factor in complementing everything else, the cleanliness, the programming, and the marketing. And it's, again, it's a comprehensive plan that adds to the other attributes that everybody's spoken to previously. And this particular experience, it's very easy to shift the experience of the space by changing the lighting. We can go from nighttime experiences where the entire club appears to be different. You can market to this by having different programs that offer different amenities to the members that come in. This is a view of the gym at night as seen from outside. The gym is what we call a billboard as being seen at night. It should be seen something that's that some people haven't seen before. Sorry, I'm a little bit stuffy on this stuff. Architectural geometries, change the way doors are opening. Again, all of this is to change the consumer's expectation of what a gym experience might be. We've got retail displays. Again, this is an opportunity to do a lot of different marketing with your products and your accessories. I'm going to move fast because I have a lot of slides. Maybe some of the spaces we could be doing could be wider and lighter and brighter, appearing more clean, and cleanliness is going to be an important factor, as we all know, as we move forward. We've got color is a big important tool. And I think a lot of brands could take advantage in their branding by creating powerful color schemes. It seems to be something that's left on the table a lot for a lot of gym brands. There's not a lot of color in their programming and marketing. Moving along. Again, here's an open space, less equipment, sort of HIIT training, personal training space, less sort of group classes, even though I think group classes are going to come back. Let's go here. Having a little delay. Even branded features like ASTROTURF, you can change the ASTROTURF from green, which everyone pretty much uses in the standard. We could do some interesting things with ASTROTURF and branding for a club. So again, this is all differentiation for what a gym experience might be for the members. A lot of clubs that we work with have very high ceilings, 25 feet. What would that be, 4 or 5 meters? And a lot of people don't exploit that. So we believe you should really accentuate all the architectural elements, the heights in the space. We have branded lighting design in this particular club. There's 9 different lighting fixtures here. And all of these are sort of integrated to reflect the brand blue brand color scheme. And the locker rooms themselves can be luxury without being sort of what I call boutique design. So, and our sales offices now with the virus having a clean, nice looking, sort of, this is almost a futuristic sales office. We have a Staiku body scanner here. It's a private enclosed experience. I think, and we have juice bars here. So how to do a juice bar that's different than other people are doing juice bars. Make it more of a sort of a dramatic experience for the member. So again, this is all about shifting the consumer's experience of what the gym experience might be. So
thank you very much.
I'm going to go off the share. There you go.
Thank you very much. And okay, let's go back to Henrik. This is the last round and then question and answer. Henrik, what do you suggest we shouldn't do?
I said to you up front, I'm a very positive person, so my negative points or about the don'ts will be very short. I have 3 points. I think it's always, but now it's really important, don't surround yourself with negative people or even conspiracy theorists. You know, I think there's no place for these guys. Just get away from them and don't hear to anything, you know, which might bring you off the track. Second is, I heard a lot of clubs, they go now because, you know, members pay and you can't offer a service, so they give you they're on the passive side of your balance sheets, so you get a loan from them, you know, which is great because if they like you, but don't go too far on this rescue thing, you know, rescue your clubs, because one day the rescuer might, you know, believe part of your business, you know, and I think there still should be a professional business, even if they give you a loan. And, you know, we are thinking of all kinds of things. One important thing is for us, if you think how to compensate on the loan, think about things which are good value for your members, but not expensive for you. So it's better to have a 1 or 2 months bring your friend with you than to give personal trainings, because, you know, personal trainings cost you quite a lot. We are working for one thing on like a voucher booklet, you know, with partners around, because the restaurants are hit, the hotels are hit, retailers are hit. So give them some discount voucher books, you know, but localized. And so the members can choose if they want 3 months for a partner, or if they want the voucher book or other offers, you know, so that you can select to that. Third thing is, which might be a little bit funny, but I still know some of my colleagues, they don't follow that exactly. I wouldn't post at this stage photos or any kind of pics of your private wealth or your villa or other show off, even if you don't cruise the streets. I know a restaurant guy from here in Frankfurt, he has a nice Rolls Royce. He still cruises with that downtown. I would be careful with that. Even if people know you have all that, don't show it at this stage, you know, be a little bit back and service orientated and not self orientated.
Thank you very much for your suggestion. Leila, what would you suggest? You have a wide experience in Russian and US.
Yes. So you know, underestimate the power that we have right now, because I think we have this power. And as I said, to promote regular exercise, that's what we need to talk about. But also in my opening plan, reopening plan, I put the staff education as must. And we need to, because they're going to represent the business to the members at 10 o'clock in the evening when the owner or general manager is not in the gym. So how they communicate to members, how they explain the safety rules and all that stuff, and also the benefits of regular exercise. That's the most important thing. That's why I think we have to put a lot of attention and to revise our staff training plans. So that's important. And then also there are a lot of opportunities going to be on the market. I think the penetration rate will be a little higher next year, just because people now understand that, okay, it's time to start taking care of themselves. And I give you a small example, very quick. When the crisis happened, I saw a memo, internal memo for IBM employees, because 100% of employees became, they start working from homes. So there was a very nice memo, and one of the slides of this memo was, don't forget to exercise. Right now you're working from home all the time with the computers. Make sure at 2 p.m. you're standing up, you do 30 minutes exercise, you eat right, you meditate. And that was very interesting. So for us, for business owners, for operators, it's opportunity. How many people work in IBM? They now all was told to work out. And I think we need to get ready for the busiest gyms ever.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And let's go back to Kent. Kent, do you have sound on?
I have the sound on, and I would like to start with, I agree with all my the previous speakers. Very good advice. I would just like to emphasize what they're saying, because they say it really, really well. By this being said, I would also like to say that we should all, as a part of this industry, be confident. Henrik mentioned that there's a lot of people saying that they will give away a lot of things, maybe half price, etc. But also think about how much we are contributing to the society, how much we can offer and support by being this health and fitness promoter and the one that leads by example. There's a lot of studies today, and studies that has been done over 10, 20 years that proves everything we're saying. But yet, I don't see that much in the industry how we are enforcing all these benefits of a healthy lifestyle. And I think, again, if we could come together as an industry and promote all this, I strongly believe that the whole industry and the penetration and more people will realize how important it is to exercise. There's a lot of research now that we know more about our brains and how important it is to prevent lifestyle diseases such as Alzheimer just by exercising medium to moderate terms. And this, I think we should do even more. And we should, okay, we are doing a lot of change in innovation. We're doing a lot of things to improve our communication. But again, the benefits that we bring to our members, our clients, our society, we should not forget that we are contributing a lot. So sharing information, sharing statistics, science information is caring. Sharing is caring. This is very important as I see it. And I also stand behind Henrik. I think it's very important to be positive, to see the light in the tunnel. And I think we should pay it forward. We should make everyone, you know, pay it forward to someone that we help to live a healthy lifestyle, because it gives so much more than just what's around the membership itself or the price of the membership. It gives an experience. It gives a network of fellow comrades, fellow members. You know, in the community, we are bringing so much. So I think we should just be proud of ourselves and try to promote this even further. And our members can benefit from our network. And I think also it's about us as an industry to share even more internally also and come together and show our strength, how much we can actually do together. We are the largest sports, if we think about it. If we bring ourselves together, we are the largest sport, and we can bring even more people And yet, in the average of the world, there's only around 10-12% penetration rate. Why isn't it more when we know all these things that we do know? We should have a penetration rate maybe up to 20-30%, even more maybe, because that will be the big change after this. So from my point of view, it's to be a leader by example. And this is something that I strongly believe in, and communicating the benefits of a healthy lifestyle.
Thank you very much, Kent. And let's go to Christophe. Christophe, what are the two main don'ts that you would suggest?
Yeah, like, I mean, you know myself, I'm a little bit like Henrik. I'm a very positive and happy person. So don't let the pessimism, which is a little bit ambient, actually, to penetrate you and to penetrate your club. So, like I say in the first time of my speech, I mean, we need to always in the bad time, there is some good things happen. You know, like Bryan mentioned, the digital is booming, and just to compare with France, which is not like a primary healthy country in the world, where the French people are a little bit like the Italian. They are much better in wine and food than in fitness. So, but things are changing. You know, we grow from 8% of people who train at home to 53% during this crisis. So it for sure that a big number of people who started, we just have to see how Les Mis on Demand boom during these 2 months of confinement. So and also many times I have some seminar for the French fitness club owners saying, don't be scared that people are starting to train at home. They will continue to go to your club, and they will even go more to your club. The last survey we have done with Les Mis last year in 2019 shows that 85% of the people who train at home are also training in club. So, I mean, don't be scared that people will continue to only train at home, because the fact that they train at home is a good thing, and they will not continue to do a push-up and exercise in their kitchen. If you open your club in good condition, and if you show with using the social media like our friend from Romania is doing, if you show when you open that using social media that you will have smile on your face, smile on the face of the member who are starting. You know, it's the same thing. If they suddenly they understand that your club is open, and it's the first, what we call the leaders, they will start to go to the club. Suddenly the followers, they will come back, and they will full your club again. So very positive, not being pessimistic, and lead by example, like our friends say again, and also make your coach and your instructor your best supporter. You know, they are younger people. They are always on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube and everything. So, I mean, try to influence and encourage them to motivate your members.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Christophe. Let's go back to US. Aaron, do you have some don'ts?
Yeah, my biggest one, and I have a few, biggest one is don't ignore your employees. And that may sound simple, but a lot of this focus is obviously on taking care of your members, keeping them engaged, making sure they have a safe place to come back to. But we have to remember that we are very much a people-facing business, face-to-face, day-to-day. Most of our employees, like I'm sure many of yours and the folks on the call, are not used to remote working. So they're doing it for the first time in their lives. It was a huge adjustment to get our employees used to remote work, and they got used to it. And now it's going to be a huge adjustment to get them back to that normal day-to-day. They're going to be a little bit rusty on their people skills. They're going to be getting hit with a lot of questions that they've never had to answer before. And we really need to look out for them and prepare them for that information. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for them. And on top of all that, like I'm sure is the case many for you, I know me personally, I've worked harder than I've ever worked in my life in terms of number of hours and learning new information quickly, and especially getting up with the times. And that's very challenging for organizations that have hundreds or even thousands of employees. So this is not, what they do. They're not used to being on a video screen and coming up with policy documents and, cleaning protocols and things like that. They're used to being positive and improving lives and being the best part of people's day and things like that. So just like the world in general is suffering mental health issues from social distancing and getting cabin fever and things like that, really have to take time to look out for our employees and make sure that they're doing okay and make sure that they have the time off and the resources to be successful. So part of it too is, our employees need to stay healthy and exercising regularly, and think about ways that you can check in on people and ensuring that they're doing that. So I know I saw Dave and Emmett from MyZone are attending the webinar today, and we've been using that technology just to check our employees and create some MyZone challenges and things like that. And it's very different than what we've done for the past. It's like, hey, 20, 30 minutes of exercise, get your heart rate up, 3 or 4 times a week, like turn off your computer, go outside or go downstairs in your basement, or let us get you some, dumbbells or kettlebells to make sure that, you're just getting a little bit of sweat and, have a break from things and things of that nature. So that's the big one. The second thing and final thing that I want to mention is, this isn't the greatest time to, try to generate additional revenue or, market new products and things like that. We want to be putting a lot of value out to the marketplace, a lot of content, and helping people out. And I was in my car the other day and I heard a radio spot for a car dealership. And it started out with, hey, we're here to help you. We want to take care of you. And that's why we're open for you to buy cars. And it was really off-putting for me, saying, okay, you're saying that you want to help people, but all you're really doing is saying, hey, we're a car dealership. We sell cars. How are you really helping people? So if you're going to say something like, hey, we're here to help, make sure it's coming from a genuine place and that you mean it, as opposed to, trying to put yourself in a better financial position than most businesses because of the crisis. So just be really careful with, your sales pitch and things like that. So be a good corporate citizen, a good community partner, and a good neighbor first. And there'll be plenty of time for us to, engage in promos and sales and boosting revenue once this thing is over.
Thank you, Aaron. Bryan, do you have some don'ts? 2 main don'ts.
Yeah, quickly. First, from the book Good to Great, remember the Stockdale paradox. Confront the brutal facts without ever losing hope. And don't be a fox, be a hedgehog. Don't try to go in 100 different directions to fix something. Stick to the basics, stick to the plan, evaluate. Don't be a fox, be a hedgehog. Number 2, don't be a singular genius. Like Aaron says and others, your teams, there are a lot of people out there. Reach out. Vulnerability is not a weakness at this time. It's a strength. So don't try to figure it out all on your own. That's a big mistake. And then finally, like many of you said, and Christophe, I like your positivity as always, friend. Don't sell old school right now. Like Aaron said, don't do a bunch of promotions. Build value. Build value. Address, like Leila said, the idea of activation. Don't try to promote right now in traditional or old school ways and sell. That's going to hurt you in the long run.
Thank you very much. And Cuoco.
Yes, over the past couple of months in the States, there was a lot of editorial, and the expression, the keyword was new normal, as to give this impression that things weren't going to be the way that they were, more of in a negative sort of atmosphere. And so I sort of believe that. Last week I went on LinkedIn. I put up a couple of posts about challenging this idea of new normal. Who defines new normal? Does the media define new normal? And I said brick and mortar is coming back, and we've got over, I think it was 24,000 views on that post. And so the argument is we as the industry can define what the new normal is going to be, not the media. And I think what can happen here, and again, remember, I'm outside of the sort of the grid where everyone is operating here. I'm not an operator. I'm not on the tech side. I'm not an owner. I'm coming on the brick and mortar side. So I think what's going to happen, and this is what I talked about earlier about penetration rates. I think if the industry at scale, the whole industry, delivered everything better that they did before, incorporate wellness is going to become a big factor as we move forward. I think the industry is going to come out of this stronger. Again, with the blue ocean opportunity, there's a lot of opportunity to grow in the market penetration. I think it was Henrik or Kent said that there's an opportunity to grow penetration rates. So again, really it comes down to delivering everything better that we've done before. And that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, let's go now to the question and answer. We only have time for 2 questions. Gabriella, could you choose the 2 questions? Then we can go straight to the hand.
Right, so you have all talked about how you're communicating with your members during the lockdown, and one question is, so in addition to Facebook and social media and YouTube, your website, do you use any apps, or do you use an app? Aaron, you do?
Yes, so we have an app, and it's really the same messaging that we're putting out through email, on the website, social media, things like that. It comes through with a push notification to your phone, like a text message, which we've found to be a very efficient way to communicate with people. Of course, the biggest challenge is making sure that all of our members have downloaded the app. Once they have it downloaded on the phone and have it enabled for push notifications, we're good to go. So it's the challenge is not going to be what do I say and when. It's going to be do my members have the app downloaded? Do I provide valuable content on the regular? And are they used to us communicating with them on the app? If you haven't laid that groundwork, an app is not going to help you. If you have, it can be very advantageous.
Excellent, thank you. We have also in the past, we've had lots of questions about online and whether after the lockdown, because it has been so successful, like all of you have said, working from home, the encouragement from other people, so opening also the possibility to other targets. So would you, some questions are about whether they should continue to be free for members, whether there should be packages for inviting new members and things like that. So Bryan, would you like to comment on that?
Yes, sure. The thing right now, what exists now and what we see in the general offerings, not for everyone, because it's a wide array of people that are doing their streaming in different ways. In the end, you're going to need to make sure that that digital component is very integrated to your in-club experience. And that takes a little more effort and thought. And there's a number of global brands, as you know, that have monetized digital memberships. Basic Fit, as you know, in Europe is one. There are many others. So I think that when it comes to monetization and making money via digital, the better you integrate that offering into the in-club experience in a seamless way, the more the opportunity, depending on the business model of the brand, will be there for people and brands to make a lot of money doing it. But that's going to take a little more effort than just launching a simple OTT solution. Not that it's not bad to have over-the-top streaming, that's good. But, when you look at other ways that different products integrate to club, MyZone's one example, but in the content side, others, I think the people that really think about what I'm describing from a strategic standpoint will be the real winners and be able to make more money through the digital approach.
Yeah, guys, if I can add something on what Ryan says, that I think that with what happened, the club will have to deliver a 360 degrees training. It means that, I was talking to my daughter in Paris recently, and she says that, she's a journalist, she has his own company, she's a mother of 2 kids, she's a wife, and, she said to me, and she loves fitness, she's born in a fitness club when my wife and I was young. So she said, I could at max attend twice a week a club. So what I'm going to do, I'm using digital. I'm training at home with some apps. So what do I think that the club will have to provide is to have something, you know, if people can come at peak time, they will have some live class. If they come at non-peak time, they will have virtual class. And if they couldn't attend the club, they will have a digital class on their by the app, by the thing. So I think that the club have to give a full solution. If they don't give the full solution, their members, they will look at some other solution elsewhere. So I think the club have to make sure that they have a full offer, or they do it internally, like, for example, Basic Fit, but Basic Fit works with Les Mills, or they work with the best outsource. But I do think that the new solution for clubs will have to give a full solution to our members.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Christophe. Okay, we have reached the end of the webinar. I would like to thank all the speakers and all the attendees. And in 30 minutes, we will publish on the social the next 7 speakers. You'll see the next webinar will be a special webinar dedicated to the planet, how the fitness industry can truly help the planet to be healthier. And you'll see in 30 minutes, go to our our socials, and you'll see the next 7 speakers. Thank you to all speakers and to all attendees, and see you next week.